Hey guys, Moshe the Electric Israeli is here, and thank you for joining my channel. If you're new, please subscribe and help me change the world one electric car at a time. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you are in the market to buy Tesla, you can use my referral code and you can get yourself 1,000 free miles of supercharging. Well, I'm in my Model 3 this morning and I've been owning it just about 2 years. And I've done a lot of videos on this car, performance, all kinds of topics. There's tremendous amount of videos. But after 2 years, I want to talk about the cost. Now, I do watch a lot of Tesla videos regarding total cost compared to other cars. Let me just tell you this. Especially on electric cars, it really depends what state in the United States you live, especially, and of course, if you compare it to around the world, it's different. So the true cost of ownership, especially in the United States, is different. And of course, in Europe, it's different, and in Canada, it's different. So it's not apples to apples per se. So my discounts will be very different than somebody in Florida who lives in Florida discounts, or somebody in Norway where the incentives are tremendous. So it really depends on where you live. So they also want to talk about the difference between maintenance and repair. A repair, you can calculate the repair, and this is how much it cost me, but that doesn't mean you can take this cost and apply it to somebody else, because I broke my front windshield. Okay, that's not a service, that's a repair. You may drive a different car and will never break your windshield. But what I can tell you, and I'll go over it in a minute, what I can tell you is what would the same repair cost you somewhere in if you had a different car. That you can do. All right, so let's go at it quickly. So this is a 2018 Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive, the long range. It came with a rated range of 310 miles, and then it got an upgrade for 325. So this is the big battery, fantastic range, great performance, all that. But let's just talk about the cost. Now, here is the first qualifier, the first thing I have to say, that Tesla changed prices all the time. So the price that I bought it was lowered later on, so Tesla play with the prices all the time. Having said that, the total cost of this car, when it's all said and done with the enhanced autopilot and the 19-inch wheel and everything that I put into it, was $55,000. But I got it at the end of 2018, when the federal taxes was still in play. The $7,500 federal tax incentive was still in play for Teslas. It's no longer in play. It's gone long time ago. So with that, your tax situation can be different than mine, because it depends. One person may be qualified for tax incentive and one person may not. But I was qualified, so I got $7,500 back as an incentive. And living in New Jersey, I did not have to pay sales tax. So it was flat price. You do not pay sales tax for electric cars in New Jersey. Now there's a new law in New Jersey that you will get $5,000 back. I'm going to get it for my Model Y. And when I get it, we'll do a video on that later on. So that was the first incentive. So out of the $55,000, you take off $7,500. And believe it or not, that's it. Here's what happens. To calculate the cost of electricity is difficult. I can tell you that I never paid $1 for supercharging. I drove this car for over 72,000 miles. I never paid $1 for supercharging, and I use supercharging a lot. And the reason is, thanks to you, I have so many Tesla referral miles for supercharging, so I never paid that cost at all. So that cost is zero to me. Zero as in nada. No dollars. I charge this car mostly at my work. So the very rare occasions that I charge it at home, and the most I charge it is during the beginning of the pandemic when I was working from home, and it's 10 cents a kilowatt, 10 cents a kilowatt. So I charge it during the day, and it was sun, and I have solar panels, so I cannot calculate how much I paid for this. I would say it's close to zero. So I don't know, I'll pick a number, $200. I don't know. I really don't know how much I paid for to charge this car. So it's like negligible amount of money. There is no maintenance on this car. You don't have to take it to oil changes or anything like that. There's no maintenance at all. But one thing that this car has in common with all the other cars is tires. So I did have 2 sets of tires. That was $1,600. That was $1,600 that I paid for 2 sets of tires, because I just drive so much on this car. And now I did break the windshield. I did have to repair the arm on the left tire because I hit a pothole. I did have to do some body work because it got scratched. So all these things, on that area, I can tell you this, that you can add 30-40% more to whatever repair that you do, because it's a Tesla. So the windshield normally would be $500. I paid like $1,100. Okay, or $600. I paid $1,100. I did get back $500 from the insurance, so that was fine. You know, the arm for the repair when I got into the pothole, you know, that cost me around $600. How much it will cost for if it was an equivalent car? I don't know, maybe half that price. So you do pay more for repairs, but there's no maintenance. Now here, speaking of maintenance, we know no oil changes, none of that. That is great. But something that you would expect from a regular car is brakes and brake pads. None of this. None of this. You don't have to. This car can go for 200,000 miles and you never have to switch the brakes, to put the new brake pads. And that's, in a regular car, that's something you do every 20-30,000 miles. I did it so much in my old gasoline cars. So that is the total cost of ownership. It's very, very simple. And in the long run, it's an incredible experience to own this type of car, because there's very little to do. Again, I'm going to say this one more time so you understand. Repair will cost you more, but this is a luxury car, and you take it to Tesla, like the windshield, you can't do it. You have to do it at Tesla. Even if you do it somewhere else, they have to get the part from Tesla. Waiting for parts takes a long time, and all these things. I documented it a lot in other videos. That way, that takes a long time. But basically, it was the initial cost minus the $7,500, minus the $1,600 for tires, and minus, I just made up $200 of electricity. But that's what it is. That's what it is until now. Again, and no sales tax, I said. Again, for somebody else in a different state, it will be a different story. Or in a different country, it will be a different story. So it's hard to pinpoint what that is. Okay, so if you own a Tesla Model 3 and for the last 2 years, you want to share your total cost, that would be great. Put your comments below. I'll see you tomorrow.